Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello,
Happy
hello.
Sunday. Happy Sunday. Come on in and join us. Come on in and join us for another episode of Mama Said It.
Mhm.
What did Mama say? Mama said a whole lot of things.
Yeah, she did.
And speaking of Mama Said It, because we know, like, my mom had a lot of sayings. Like when you would call on the phone, she would say, "You sound like you're right around the corner,"
Mm-hmm.
because she was really hoping that you were around the corner. And she would
Mm-hmm.
say, "I'll knock your nose loose if you act out."
Yeah, she had
What's
a
some of
lot
the
of
ones
funny
you
stuff.
remember, Shakira?
Envy Devil,
Oh yeah, she was good at calling
getting
people you
bumped
in the
off the
devil.
map. If
Bump
somebody
you,
was driving wild, go away from here.
go away. You know
Little
what?
stuff like
Speaking
that.
of go away from here, that's funny because one of my friends in high school, my mother used to say, "Go away from here." And she was telling us a story. And in the middle of the story, my mother said, "Go away from here." And she really thought mother was telling her to leave. But that was just her figure of expression. Yeah, I miss those. We still carrying those memories on of the things that Mama said. Absolutely. How are you doing this Sunday?
I'm doing okay, no complaints. How are
Thank
you?
goodness. I'm okay. I'm not complaining either. I'm just happy to be on this side of the earth, I must
Mhm.
say. I don't know whether are you live because it's not showing that I'm live on my page. I don't know
It's
what's going
showing
on.
it's showing live at the top for me. I only
Is
see
it?
at the top. I see my Facebook and then YouTube. I don't see any other channels.
You don't see mine?
I mean, as far as what it's saying streaming, it just has the YouTube and then my page.
Hmm. Okay. All right. I don't know why it's not. I have no idea why it's not coming live saying that my page is live. Boy, this is kind of strange. But anyway, we're just going to continue to move forward and wishing everyone who is celebrating a birthday happy birthday to those who are celebrating a birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday. I know that some are, I think cousin Cheryl, yes, Cheryl celebrated this weekend. I think her birthday was Valentine's Day.
No,
It was yesterday, I think, or is it today? You have any shout outs for birthdays?
not that I can remember off the top of my head. No,
Not you remember. Well,
nah,
we're going
not
to
for
say
this
happy
week.
birthday to, huh?
Not for this week. No.
Not for this week. Well, we're just going to send happy birthday to those who are celebrating. Rest in peace. Our cousin Daryl Session celebrated his birthday just passed. We also want to recognize those who are having an anniversary. We're saying happy anniversary to those who are celebrating an anniversary. Um, I want to say that it's never a dull moment here in America anymore. You know how you think that all the rest of the countries be having a lot of things going on, but in America, um, nope, no dull moments at all.
No, not at all. Hey, Miss
Not at all.
Barbara. Good
Yes, hi.
evening.
Thank you for joining, Miss Barbara. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining. Please share if you don't mind. Sharing is caring. Please share if you don't mind. Sharing is caring. I wanted to talk about what happened last week, with the Super Bowl. We want to definitely congratulate the winners of the Super Bowl, the Seahawks. One took it all the way. The Seahawks are the winner, the new winners, and they defeated the New England Patriots. So it was a good game. It was a good game. I don't know. Did you tune in all the way last week? I know we were on for at least a
Yeah,
half
no,
an
I
hour
didn't
of
watch
the.
it. I watched the game a little bit, but I didn't watch much of it.
You didn't watch much of it. Okay. Did you watch any of the um Bad Bunny?
No,
Culture Bad Bunny's history halftime? You didn't
no,
watch
I
it?
didn't watch. I didn't catch any of it at all, to be honest. and
Yeah.
what he might have sung. I can't speak Spanish, so but shout outs to the people that can, because I know that was a nice treat. I think it should be open to everybody, meaning that, maybe next year somebody that may be Indian or Indian performer or
Or
whoever,
Philippines
like
or yeah.
different cultures to yeah, because if this is supposed to be the land of the free and we're
Home of the
inclusive,
brave.
we're melting pot and all of that, so why not? But yeah, I didn't watch because I don't understand. So,
And then they
but
say that,
he has good beats, a good,
oh
like
yeah,
his
it was
music
definitely a good
sounds and
beat.
feels. But I
It was
like to
definitely a
kind of
good
know
beat.
what I'm listening to a little bit. I want to
Yeah.
be able to sing along, and I can't really do that.
But they was dancing though. They was definitely dancing. Lady Gaga showed up, so that was a nice little treat. People haven't seen her in a long time. So that was nice. But it was definitely, I was calling some of my friends who spoke. What was he saying? And you can go and look at the lyrics and convert the lyrics into English and kind of do it that way. But yeah, shout out to our Latinos. And I learned through my girlfriend, Lisette. She says, it's not Spanish people, it's Latino people, and they speak Spanish. So have to always remember that part.
Yes.
Yeah, but I definitely would love to learn Spanish. Yeah, sometimes I go places, and they'd be like, do she, Lord, if anybody was speaking Spanish, they'd be like, what is wrong with this lady? But it would be good to learn a different language other than English. I think that is definitely a blessing
Yeah.
to know a different language other than English. And they said that Spanish was the first language of America.
Oh wow.
That's what's been reported, that it was the first Spanish of America. Now, I want to know, did you see the choir from the field to the choir stand? The NFL got vocals. They can really sing. Did you hear
No.
the NFL? They got a
Mm-mm.
choir.
No, I didn't know that. When was this happening?
Yes.
This was during the Super Bowl.
It was doing a Super. Well, you know
Oh.
what? Wait, no, it wasn't doing a Super Bowl. It was a pre-party. I think it was that I caught them
Oh,
on
okay.
a pre-party, if I'm not mistaken. But I do have a little bit of the video that I will share with you, so you can get a little taste of what they sound like. Stay tuned. There was some of the background brothers was from the Super Bowl. That was pretty fantastic. I thought that was really good, a nice little treat. I think it was a pre-show of the Super Bowl that came on, and I was able to catch it. But it's all on social media. It's all on social media that you'll be able to listen to their sounds, listen to their talents. And a lot of the NFL players, I'm sure most of them got more talent than just playing football. Because once football is over, you got to figure they have to have something else to fall back on, right? Some sort of another type of business or some sort of talent that they may want to do after their career in the NFL. Now, I want to shift gears a little bit. I don't know whether you heard about the TikTok update alert. They found local restaurants now. You have to cut on your location feature so that TikTok will be able to share with you the local restaurants in your area, different events that's going on, and more. Would you be interested in showing your location with TikTok?
No, that's like
No?
sharing your talking about them pet. That's like doing the pet thing for Ring. The Ring wanted to locate. They wanted to share your camera so we could find pets. Yeah, I believe it's something hidden
Oh,
behind that.
hiding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just no. They got it on Snapchat too. I don't know. It's not about sharing as far as like to get to restaurants, but you can see where people's location is and stuff like that. I don't like that, so no, I'm not sharing it. I can find it on Google. I don't need an assistant on that. So
Right, right. I think what you was talking about, what was the other one? that you mentioned earlier.
I said Snapchat.
Snapchat, yeah. I gotta check all mines and make sure mine is not on. That's kind of crazy. Would you go into your settings on each app and check to make sure that your location is not on, I guess?
Yeah, because I believe on Snapchat it's automatic, I think. So you want to make sure that's shifted off. But yeah, you want to check it.
Right, right. You want to check it. Yeah, that's true. That's a good idea to check it because I guess that may be a good way for them to know where certain people are located if they need to find them. It's kind of crazy. I know ICE is in New Jersey. Oh, they're in just about every state, right? But it was kind of
Yeah, they
scary
all
this
over.
weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I
they're all
told you they was in Burlington at the Home Depot.
down at Home Depot. So I guess my boys and them don't be standing outside early in the morning to look for work, huh?
I don't think so. I don't think. I don't think that. I don't even know if that's. Well, I don't want to say it's not a thing anymore, but I haven't seen anybody doing it.
No, yeah, because they used to be out about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and they'll be waiting for somebody to come through. That's how they was able to get work every day. So now that ICE is doing what they're doing, they probably are not out there now. That is like insane. I know a lot of places that would use lawn care service. A lot of them are having to get services from other places because those companies are no longer in business. It's just horrifying. But I want to share with you because we had a little incident that happened in Lindenwold where they were near the schools and the children were running scared. Let me just share this video.
4th and 5th grade students running from the presence of ICE agents. That's what the Lindenwold School District says happened this morning as children waited for their school bus. According to the district, the presence of ICE agents at the Woodland Village apartment complex in South Jersey sparked fear and confusion among the kids.
This time I was so in panic because it was my first time seeing them in person.
In another video, children scattered in different directions, one child yelling in Spanish. ICE is there. The kids are still wearing their backpacks because it's 8 a.m. Thursday morning and they were waiting for the yellow school bus to take them to school. The third video shows what appears to be federal agents standing outside a unit waiting for someone to open the door.
Mi papá se bajó y ya cuando todos iban bajando, mi papá corrió.
10-year-old Hugo Cuello, speaking with his mom's permission, told NBC 10 that his dad was the person ICE was looking for. He says he was standing with his mother when he saw several cars pull up. And that's when he warned the other kids. The ICE officers were present. Valerie was one of those students.
We all ran all the way over there, and some ICE people were chasing us.
She says she ran to a neighbor's house looking for refuge from an adult because her mother was at work.
It makes me feel like sad because like some people are leaving this country without their parents.
In a social media post, the Lindenwood School District says the bus driver acted quickly, circling back through the parking lot multiple times to make sure the students were safely picked up. The district says the students arrived at school visibly upset and emotional.
They were really scared because they were scared that they took their parents or something happened to them.
The district went on to say, our students deserve to feel safe while waiting for their school bus and while attending school each day. Please know we are here to support your children and your family.
Wow, that's really scary to be thinking that we're living in a time when the kids are running from officers the way that they are. And it's one of the things in which when the child is 6, 7, and 8th graders, I think conversations need to be had with them. I know for us, and I want to share just 10 things that we would do if we were to come engaging with ICE when you hear the agents or the U.S. Immigration Custom Enforcement are operating in your area. One of the things, I know this is so easy to say and hard to do, but we got to stay as calm as we possibly can and not panic, because panic, for some reason, it creates chaos. And it could cause a little confusion. But if we try to have a sound mind and be calm, hopefully we can be able to not control this situation, but at least engage to see exactly how we can, resolve the situation without it getting out of hand. Because running wild and running scared, of course you're going to run wild, you're running scared to be captured and put in cages. I can't even fathom that. I can't even fathom the feeling of the thought of that happening to any of us. Verifying the information, making sure that ICE is in your area. But of course, if you visibly see them, they're in the area. But sometimes people say that they're in your area, but they're really not. But in this case, it's on the news. And normally, for the most part, the news reporters oftentimes would report if they're in certain areas. And then you also want to know your rights. Everyone in the United States has constitutional rights, regardless of immigration status. You have to know your rights to remain silent and have the right to refuse entry without a signed warrant. And this is important. But guess what's been happening? Our rights, our rights have been violated. How many times have our rights? You see people's rights being violated, that they don't ask questions. They just take you in and don't ask questions. We're hearing it all. We're hearing it often. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. They say don't open the door without a warrant. This is coming from a lot of attorneys are telling people don't open the door without a warrant. ICE cannot enter your home without a warrant signed by a judge. But we've seen them kick down doors.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? They tell you that, but then if they kick down your door, then what? You know what I'm saying? So it's just I think some of our attorneys are baffled as well as to what's going on. I really do. I think this is catching them off guard because this is not normal. I've never encountered anything like this since I've been in America, and I've been in America all my life. So I've never encountered anything of such. You hear about it in other countries, but we never would have thought that we'd be experiencing something like this. They say don't run. But of course, we know when people are scared, they have a tendency of running. It's out of paranoia, being scared, but they say don't run. Document everything, record everything. But you want to stay your distance, not to interfere, because if you interfere, you could get arrested. But I think what's been going on, a lot of people have been showing up in groups, in droves, and been showing up to let ICE know we're watching. What else can you do? What else can you do? They say you want to keep contact with an immigration attorney immediately. You want to have a phone number, even though we're not immigrants, but they're still saying that they can still help just in case if you or I or someone we know are taking by mistake. We never know what can happen. This can happen. The other thing is have a family plan. What do you do? What is the emergency plan if that should happen? Who's going to care for your children? Where's the important documents? All these things need to be discussed now. Prepare a family plan if this should happen. And I think the final thing is to avoid interfering with law enforcement. You can observe, but interfering could lead to your arrest, like I said before. But ICE operations, to me, they should be more transparent in our communities. The way it's being operated now is with so much uncertainty. And with all the rest of the administrations that have come before this administration have done things recognizing and respecting everybody's constitution and due process. But this time around, this administration is not doing that. And it's sad.
Not at all.
It's sad. It's sad. Thank you so much, Portia, for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, but we, having a conversation. I know when you have smaller children that's going to school and on a bus, It's like, this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. I do want to talk about, I'm sure you are aware that the government is shut down again.
Yes, I think I did hear that.
Yeah, the government is shut down, and this is the third shutdown. This is the third one. So this is shut down because of, they're not able to come to an agreement. And when you're not able to come to an agreement, of course, this is going to lead to, a shutdown. And now they are, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're on vacation, or they took a leave, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, somebody might be able to correct me, but I think at this point they are on a leave. And I don't think they're coming back until next month, maybe? Maybe someone can Google that to make sure that I am correct. Make sure I am correct, but I do know that they do take a leave of absence. So if they take a leave, that means nothing's done, unless they order them to return back and come back and negotiate. Now who is that's going to be affecting? That's going to be affecting our air flights. There may be some delays because people are, excuse me, are going to be working with furlough. So that means that the flights could be delayed. What is it? The DHS and FEMA services are affected. Many employees working without pay. We know that happens. Some non-essential workers, travel and security operations may be strained. So, yeah, they're going to be, no, I think it's February 23rd is when they're coming back.
Oh, okay.
I think they're in recess right now until the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. But, ICE is still operating, of course. That hasn't stopped. The funding is still going on. But if they don't come to some sort of agreement, then it could delay a lot of different things. We don't want when you're trying to fly TSA agents, they're going to be probably working without pay. They may.
Or they're going to be calling out like this was before and using personal time.
Correct. Now, imagine going to work and you ain't getting no paycheck. And your kids got to eat and you ain't on food stamps. Of course, you could try to do unemployment during this time, but guess what? The unemployment may not kick in right away.
Yeah, typically it does not.
So then you have, what'd you say?
I said that it does take a little minute for unemployment or food stamps. Either one. It's not overnight. It's not used to do the application and then the next day. It's not like that at all.
Right. And they're stuck on this immigration enforcement reforms and the DHS funding unresolved. So it's the shutdown. Thank God it's not a full shutdown, right? It's not the full. It's partial. But it's still essential, no matter what.
It's not fair because the people that is a part of the shutdown, they're getting paid.
Yes.
While these other people, but then you expect people to show up, be nice, and work without pay. Right. I don't understand.
Right. Exactly. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's absolutely insane. It's not fair. One of the things, and I didn't put this on our topic, but I heard, and I want to do a little bit more homework on this, but I heard President Donald Trump is putting together some sort of limitation on senators in Congress. I think it's like maybe 10 years, 12 years, 4 years, some sort of, instead of lifetime.
And it should be like that. And
they need to do it from the top all the way down the bottom.
That's what I'm saying. It needs to be and it needs to be age requirements too. Sorry, not sorry. You can't be 100 years old and you were doing cases that was in the 50s or 60s, and you still got that mindset
Right.
I don't know. I
We
think
need
it
some
should have
structure. That's true.
a
That's true.
exactly age limitation and also a limitation on how long you can sit in that position.
Now you got a lot of people who are of a certain seasoned age, I should say. Do you think they should take some sort of test, or you think it
Yeah,
just
they
should
got to
be
be
age limited?
cognitive. Look, I mean, no offense to I mean, I guess people could take it offensively. McConnell, obviously. I mean, and
Yes.
some of the people that we think is kind of saying may be off too.
Right.
So
But
just because,
it's evidence that there
yeah,
is
but then
some issue.
it was this I think it was a Law and Order episode, and it was saying how I forgot who was playing in it. It's a famous, I think it was a famous actual football player, and he was smooth talking, all of that, but he was going through Alzheimer's. But you could
Really?
tell in bits and pieces, but his regular talking, you wouldn't be able to pick it up. But then it would be certain things that he was doing, certain things was off. Because just because I mean, McConnell he was dozing off, like you could see,
Yeah.
it was that
Yeah.
he was blanked
Totally.
out. But there's other
Totally.
people that are functioning and they're still not ticking at the top. So
Right.
they need their head checked as well. I just think
I
that should
agree.
come along with the job. Just like, now a lot of people don't feel this way about driver's license. I think after a certain age, I don't even think it need to be an age. After a certain amount of years of you having a driver's license, you need to retake your test.
Right.
Ju-
Instead of just
Instead of
renewal.
just renewing you got one eye missing and all this other type of stuff, but you still riding around driving
One eye.
just because you can renew
Not
your
the one
license.
eye miss. Oh Lord, please keep
If
our
you go and
eyes.
renew your license, they don't ask you nothing. They don't
No,
make
they
you
don't.
retake nothing. You give your 6 points of whatever points of your identification,
Right.
and you take a new picture and keep it moving.
Keep it
So
moving.
I think
That's
across the
true.
board there should be some type of limitations on a lot of things.
That's true. And speaking of that, we were talking, me and my sister, the other day, when my mother, I had bought mom a Mercedes, and she was traveling and doing her little thing. And while she was out one day, we were waiting for her to come home. She had went to go get her hair done. I'm sure you probably remember.
Mm-hmm.
We was waiting for her to come to get it, come home from getting her hair done. In 3 hours, mom wasn't home. I
It was
mean,
longer than that because she was getting her hair done with
that
Carol.
morning.
With Carol, we was in
Oh,
South
Carol
Jersey. She was
Sutton.
going all the way to North Jersey to get her hair done. I remember
Right.
she was still getting them curls.
Right. Right.
And yeah, so it was even long. It was long. I feel like it was longer than that. Maybe it was
It
just
was
in my
longer
mind.
than that, because after
Yeah.
3 hours we started to worry. But I think it was like almost 5 or 6 hours from the time that she's supposed to have been home.
And she had left in the morning. So
And she left in the morning. Yeah. And when she got back, to the house, Dottie snatched them keys. Dottie we all was scared, right? We all was scared because we didn't know what to think. We was calling around. Nobody knew where she was. And Dottie took them keys and said, "You ain't never driving again." And, we had to sell the car, of course. And you actually started taking her to church every Sunday, her and your other grandma, both of your grandmothers. You would faithfully drive them to church, Plum. I'm so
every
grateful for
Sunday.
you, because you really stepped in. Nobody asked you, you volunteered, and it came from your heart.
Yeah, no matter
And you
what I was
drove,
doing Saturday night, I know what my assignment was for Sunday morning.
and they were so looking forward to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Mom, I drive y'all." It's like, no. Now I'm a good driver now. Wait a minute. But they was like, "No, Shakira gonna take us." Shakira gonna take
That
us.
way they can take a nap.
Yeah.
They can nap. They will nap if I'm driving.
Oh, so they don't take a nap yeah, they did never take a nap when I was driving. They would not take a nap while I was driving. That's so messed up.
Not at all.
That is so messed up, and I'm a good driver.
Well, it wasn't just me, they'll take a nap when I died.
Y'all would never take a nap when I was driving. So y'all thought I was a bad driver, or that I went to sleep when I was driving?
You would go to sleep and say that you ain't sleep. And we clearly see, and it was signs. And I knew the signs. When you start singing loud and turning the music up, first you would crack your window. And you always like the car kind of warm. So I know that if she cracked that window,
that's the mistake.
yeah, you crack the window first. then that ain't working because your eyes, you like, oh Lord, this ain't working. So then you start singing real loud. You turn the radio all the way up, and then whoever in the back seat, usually whoever's in the back seat, they're watching you, but you would turn the thing so they couldn't see your eyes because
I sure did.
you would just, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was so terrible.
And it,
I
it
don't.
took me one time to fall asleep. And I ain't if I don't, and it's been times that I have went to relatives' houses and
Yeah,
stayed for the day and get on the road, and I know it's gonna take me about an hour to get home. And 15 minutes in, if I feel like I can't make it, oh, I'm going
yeah,
back and I'm gonna go lay on
yeah.
the couch.
You know what? Being that you said that, I remember my dad, because I was expecting you to come home. I was expecting
Yeah,
you to
and I
come,
went back.
and you
I went
turned
back to
back
Papa.
around, and
Yes, I
I
was
called
tired.
for you, and he said, "Oh, she here asleep." I said, "Sleep? What's going on?"
Yeah,
He said, "Well, no, she got sleepy and she came back, but she okay."
yeah,
You turned back around.
yeah. Because it took me one time to fall asleep and crash my car and break somebody's
Yes,
feet and all of that. Never again. I will never. If I'm tired, I am not getting underneath the wheel. It's too risky. It's too scary, and for
it
me,
is.
it's just not worth it.
It
So
is.
yeah,
That's true. That's why now when I drive, I'm more cautious. I'm intentional. I'm intentional. Hey, ain't nothing never haven't happened. God been having me covered. I'm covered in the blood. Thank you, Lord. He's
yeah.
covered me. Yeah, but that was something else. And I think that more people need to pay attention to their parents and their relatives and their friends. When you notice that there's a difference in their driving pattern, suggest to take their keys.
Yeah.
Suggest to take their keys. I know we was trying to take daddy keys. Daddy wasn't having it.
He
What?
went and got
Take my
another car.
keys.
Y'all did take his keys and he went and got another car.
Right. Daddy
So
wasn't, he
that
was
wasn't gonna
not.
work.
He's, you know what? He was one man that lived his way. You know how they say have it your way? He was one of the ones that lived his way. And
Mm-hmm.
when he said no, you're not taking my keys, he really actually meant just that. And mom, she gave him up so peacefully. She gave him up so peacefully. But yeah, that's a good idea. Is perhaps maybe putting an age limit to those who are in office. But would it be able to do that for the Supreme Court?
They need to
Could,
do it, period, across the board. If you are trying to obtain any type of role, you need to have a limitation. I
yeah.
feel that way about CEOs of company. I feel like across the board, nobody should be able to just have something and sit in something for 10, 15, 20
Yeah, but
years.
the CEO is a little bit different because that's their
No,
company.
because sometimes they be now and they making decisions that's going to tank the company because they need to have just as much stipulations as everybody else. They need to make sure they be getting their head examined because you can mess around it. It
Mess up the
happens.
company.
It happens. So I
Wow.
just feel it. I feel as though everybody needs their head check. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
After a certain age.
But I think across the board, because people be having companies and they tank them, coming up with these weird ideas and stuff like that, and everybody on the board don't nobody want to say nothing because he old. Tell him and get him checked.
To tell
But
him
yeah,
to yeah, step aside.
yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hey,
That's
dude. Hey,
crazy.
cuz.
Hey, cuz, thanks so much for joining. Thanks so much for joining, dude. We hear you're going to be at the Apollo next month. You're going to be at the Apollo Theater. Woo! Yes. What date is that? Is that the 5th, or what date is that going to be on, dude? That you're going to be at the Apollo Theater. Share that information with us, cuz. He's going to be at the Apollo Theater. That's awesome. Congratulations to you as well. One of the things I wanted to talk about, this comes up a lot, and you can dance to it, but did you hear what was really being said? Did you really hear the words? Have you ever, the music sound real good, you be like going at it, but the words be crazy?
Absolutely. Sometimes I know the words is crazy, and because I guess I won't say crazy at that time of my life, I really didn't care about the lyrics. But I will say that, not to say that I'm, so evolved, but as I've gotten older, I've become closer to Christ. Certain things that I used to listen to, I cringe. I can't listen to. I gotta bleep myself out. Like I'll sing the lyrics, but I gotta get the edited version because I don't even feel comfortable saying half the stuff that's in these songs. But you know, I still now I listen. T.I. came out with a new song.
Ooh,
and I
isn't
love
that a
it.
good song?
I love me some T.I., so I do like T.I.'s song.
He hit it.
But
He hit that one. Y'all gotta listen to T.I. new song.
It's a lot of songs that, first of all, when me and my friends, that's my peers, we talk about songs that we were singing, and then we think about the age we were when we were singing it. We had no business. I'm sorry, the 90s era, love the 90s era. I live for the 90s era, but all of the majority of the R&B songs from women was about somebody sleeping with somebody else's man. We had no business. SWV, not TLC, but no, Creep, TLC Creep. So I creep, that's cheating. Okay.
So I creep.
Yes, SWV, Total, all of those, 90% of them songs was talking about sleeping with somebody else's man, and we singing at the top of Now that I think about sleeping with somebody else's man, I know that you're somebody else's guy. You're the one for me.
Somebody else's guy. Ooh, that's a jam, though.
Yes. So a lot of these songs we shouldn't have been singing anyway. First of all, we was probably like 15 or whatever. Okay, we was not old enough to be talking about nothing what we was listening to, but it was good music. So
that was, you know, I gotta check out the lyrics on that.
If you look at the lyrics, if you go down, it's a rabbit hole because I went down it before. A lot of the songs from the 90s was about sleeping with somebody else's person. OPP, you down with OPP? Other people's property.
Wait a minute.
Other people's property. Somebody else's man, somebody else's woman. Other people's property. Lord. Now, I don't know if they have it may be explicit part 2 for the P's. We don't talk about that. They may replace that with something else. But anyway, but a lot of songs was talk about stuff that we just jam into. I'll give you an example. I love this song, and this is not even the 90s. LMA, Booed Up.
Booed Up. Oh, yes.
But the song says, until I find somebody new. In the song, she talks about how so much she's into this person until I find somebody new. That is in the lyrics.
So she's with a person, but this is not the person that she really wants to be with.
No, she loves this person, but until I find somebody new. I'm gonna find the lyrics. Hold up.
Until I find somebody new. Oh yeah, you gotta find them lyrics on that one. Oh my goodness. But while you're finding those lyrics, I wanted to share some of the ones that I thought was kind of interesting. Now, Shakira, you might want to point this out, being that this is you.
Okay.
Making a wave when you can. Everybody remember Good Times, right? Good Times.
Nothing about this was a good time at all.
Listen, we can't play the whole song because then they're gonna, they're gonna give us a strike.
Making a wave. I can read the lyrics. Making a wave when you can.
Temporary layoffs.
Okay, so
that's not a good time.
Layoff. So that's a good time.
Absolutely not.
When you think about that, some people might be happy to be laid off though.
Not in them times. Do you see how poor they was? They was not happy to get laid off. I don't believe so.
True, temporary layoff. Okay, that was.
They was not getting
easy credit rip-offs.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
and they
my
goodness. What are those things that you get when you get laid off? What is it called? Not a stipend. Some companies do it. If somebody been with the company for a long time, you get laid off and they give you a
severance pay.
Yeah, they wasn't getting severance pay during the Good Times era.
Oh my!
So getting laid off was not a good time. And credit rip off.
Not a good time. Oh my goodness! Yeah, that is kind of crazy. What other one was it? Hold on just a minute. Let me go to it. Oh boy. Yeah. I just had it up. Oh boy. Let me see what it play. No, it's not going to play in there. Hold on just a second. That's a real good one. I think it has more to it than just that, right?
Yeah, it does. Easy credit ripoffs, good times, scratching and surviving. There's nothing about scratching and surviving that I will
Scratching
relate a
and
good time
surviving.
with. And I think the next part is hanging in the child. Now I thought they said hanging in the jury. It says hanging in the child line. The child line is the soup kitchen. So I don't think that's a good time either. Ain't we lucky we got them? Good times. I don't think that
Yeah,
was a
that's
good
quite
time at all.
interesting.
No. And
And
I
you know
did
what? We
find
just be singing right on along, not
yeah.
realizing
Scratching and surviving. No.
scratching and surviving.
Well, they wasn't lit. You know how somebody say I'm scratching my way to the top, or like I don't think they was
Oh,
actually. I don't think they was
wow.
itching.
When somebody, oh, okay.
I don't
I'm
think they was
literally
itching. Saying they scratching and surviving. They barely
right,
making it. Living my what is the first part? Keeping my head above water. They're barely making it.
barely making it.
Barely
But
making
that's
it.
a good time.
That's a good time.
You know what it identifies? Perhaps
Struggle.
that's right.
Yeah, the
Our
struggle.
struggle.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, we are still going to find a good time.
Yeah.
Out of struggling, out of surviving. And that's one thing that we do. We can put some beans and some rice together and get full and put some music on and dance and be happy.
Yeah.
That's true.
Absolutely.
So maybe that's what it meant. But yeah, I definitely understand it now. We do have another one that I thought was kind of interesting, and I think this came from you. This one was when you find, I think this is Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah. Now I did not know the lyrics until somebody broke it down on TikTok. I said, "Oh Lord," I was percolating and dirty wine into this, and they talking about that. I did not know that they was talking about this young lady like this, especially
Right.
because of the accent. Obviously, anybody know the song is reggae, so this accent is very very heavy. And
Very heavy.
I just knew the first part of the lyrics as far as the chorus.
And this part right here.
Sorry.
Now it talks about now every middle of the year this girl go have an abortion. I didn't even know that was there.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm
Murder,
like,
She Wrote.
huh?
Yeah.
Wait a
I
minute.
said, yep.
What
That's
you
what
say now?
exactly that, and it basically the song was basically saying she gets around, and that's not what I took from the song. I thought she was just like she was so pretty, because they said she was cute and all that, and so I didn't think that this was going on in the song at all.
Right. Exactly. Wow. Yeah. Quite interesting. And we can't play the music, but it goes on. And just the other day, her 6 months pregnant. Woo.
Yeah. Me see her 6 months pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's after she had the ABORTION.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Unreal. There was another one that they were talking about, and you might know this from Alicia Keys, where she says about the empire. Maybe some do, maybe some don't.
The song Empire, New York State of Mind.
Yes. And this is what this lyric, and I was feeling it all
Concrete jungle, wet dream tomato.
Yeah, I was saying that all wrong.
I was singing it. I wasn't saying nothing about no concrete. I know that.
Not me either.
York. I don't even know what I was singing because it wasn't
all wrong.
Yeah, it's completely wrong. And that song "Booed Up" by Ella Mai, it says, "Boy, you do something to me. I'll never get over you until I find something new." And people staple that song as their couple song, and it's like, please listen to the lyrics because she's talking about I love you and you do something to me, but finding something new shouldn't be in the vocabulary if you're talking about you love the person. So
I'm trying to tell you.
yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it lets you know that sometimes it does pay to stop and listen to the lyrics and get the lyrics to make sure that you are in alignment, because that's spiritual, spirituality, identifying what you're connecting your spirit to. And that might not be a good thing. And now that you brought me on to some of those other 90s songs that I love passionately, I'll be loving them songs.
Yeah.
And now I got to go back and listen to I thought I
If
was
you
singing
listen,
the
I
lyrics
get so
right.
weak in the knees. Is that one? A lot of them
feel
was.
so weak in the knees.
I gotta look that up to see if she's talking about somebody else's man. But a lot of their songs, even the men was talking about other, I want to know. No, what is his name? John B. I'll do everything that your man won't do. No, that was Joe. Something like that.
Yes.
So that was running wild in the 90s.
Yes, that was definitely running wild in the 90s. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. That's crazy. I do want to bring this full circle and I know we talked about this last week, but about Gorilla Sister Speaks Out, but she came on with her parents. Gorilla came on with her parents, and they stated that they were so happy about how she's helping them and taking care of them, and total opposite of what the sister was saying. So, sometimes because the parents were quiet, and I guess Gorilla was quiet, but I think as time went on, she just got tired of it, and she just had to address it. And it was totally the opposite.
Her and Charlamagne, not Gorilla, but the sister, her and Charlamagne going back and forth. Because Charlamagne called her out for what, doing what she doing. And they going back and forth calling each other names. It's very comical.
But she's becoming more famous because of it.
Yeah, she allegedly said that she made over $250,000. And
she said, the sister?
Yeah, that's what she said. But Charlamagne said, I'm pretty sure that's a lie. Then I think she came out and said she was lying. I don't know. It's very messy. Very messy.
Very messy. Very messy. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, but thank good. But sometimes parents, when there's other siblings, because they have like 10 children or something.
Yeah, it's
right?
10. Yeah, it's 10 altogether.
10 children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you have 10 kids, sometimes you don't want to tell the other child what the other, what you're doing. You don't want to maybe make them feel bad, or you just don't want to tell your business. That she paying my rent, my electric, my gas, my phone, my everything.
Yeah.
So, mom and dad probably was very quiet and didn't want to, tell all their business, which they had the right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but sometimes that civil rivalry is crazy. Thank God I don't have that in my family. Thank God I don't have that in my family. Okay, we're going to shift gears. I know we want to talk about, this is still Black History Forever, right? Black History Forever. We are celebrating every day. You are powerful. You represent love. You are necessary. Your legacy in the promise. So happy Black History to all of those who are celebrating forever. I do want to say that we are going to have a special guest joining us on March the 8th. On March the 8th, we do have a special guest that's going to be joining us, which is Crystal Lewis. She is going to be joining us with her presence from ICS Salon and Spa. You definitely want to tune in. She's a beautiful boss, and she's an activist for her community. She does a lot of things, her and her mom, for their community, for seniors, for women, domestic violence, you name it. These young ladies, they are really doing great work. And we're going to have an opportunity to have her on the platform, Momma Said It Podcast, on March the 8th. We're looking forward to that.
Yes.
We're looking forward to having Crystal with us. Now, I want to talk about credit for just a second. But before I talk about credit and how you can get from an 800 FICO score, from a 500 FICO score to 120 FICO score, a 500 FICO score to an 800 FICO score in 120 days. And I know people saying, yeah, right. But let me tell you, one of the things that people don't do is staying consistent and being on your credit. If you're consistent and you staying on your credit, it can happen. It can happen. Trust me, I've been there, done it. But I do want to mention about the midterms. I want to continue to remind everyone about the midterms election that is coming up, what it means to what's at stake. What do the midterms often matter more than a presidential election, which it does because Congress controls spending, investigation, tax laws, and confirmation. So we definitely want to make sure that we are involved with the midterms that are coming up. And I think, excuse me, I think there are, with the midterms, I think the one that's coming up for us, I think it's the school district, if I'm not mistaken. I know I'm going to get more into it for various areas because I think there's must be over 20 different states. I know Texas is one of them. We've got Jasmine Crockett and her opponent, should know his name, her opponent is running against Jasmine Crockett. She's running for Senate. She is running for Senate. So the midterms is coming up. So please make sure y'all be available to vote. Shakira, I know you're going to be putting your hat in, your number in the hat.
Yeah.
Your name in the hat, correct?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, Mike says go cuz. Yes. Thank you. We want to know the date that you're going to be at the Apollo. What did Barbara say? She was singing Candy Shop by 50 Cent. I thought he was talking about a Snickers bar. He was singing about something totally. What?
Totally different, Miss Barbara. Come on, you ain't know that.
Let me write this song down. It's called Candy Shop by 50 Cent.
I'll take you to the candy shop.
Oh yes,
lollipop.
Right. Wait, what was he talking about?
I'll let you lick the lollipop. I don't know.
You know what?
If y'all listen to the lyrics, y'all know exactly.
I'm done. You know what? You mean that's what he meant? Wow.
He wasn't talking about no. He is not. What's that?
You know what? I'm done now. All this time, is that what he's?
What did you think he was talking about?
I think a lollipop, like for real, like. Yeah.
So you thought Little Kim's song with Cisco was talking about lollipops too?
What song with Cisco and Little Kim?
I can't say this on there. Y'all.
What's the name of that song? Cisco
it's a song on the album. I can't. It's how many something. Her and Cisco. Just if you look it up, you'll be able to see.
Really?
Think of the Lord Jesus, help me, Father God. Think of the phrase when the commercials that say, "How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?" It's a spin off of that.
Oh my. Okay.
Lord
okay.
Jesus.
Well, pray for me. The candy shop. Oh, you got me on that one, Miss Barbara. Well, me and Miss Barbara in the same boat. Okay. We look. Now I'm really going to go listen to it again because I don't.
Yeah. A lot of the music is like that.
Huh?
I said it's just in today's day they're just so blatant. There's no innuendo. It was no innuendos. There's no guessing. It's just blatant. The music that they have now, they just straight off the rip just say what they gotta say. You know. But the 60s and the 70s, y'all, it was some nasty music too. Y'all just was saying it differently.
True. That's true. Definitely was saying it different.
Yeah.
That's you got a point there. You definitely you definitely got a point there. Wow. Well, we're going to shift gears and we want to talk about some of the things a person can do to change their credit. Okay. We're going to talk about the same things that they could do that they can change their credit. Before we do that, I want to say a shout out to Miss Linda. Get well soon, my friend. Get well soon, my friend. And to my niece. to my niece, D'Amica. I'm praying for you. I love you very much. We both love you. And we're sending prayers your way. Get well soon, my love. And you're thought of all the time. Just remember that. Your auntie loves you. Your auntie love you. Okay, Shakira, if you could just read the first part of what a person could do. What is one of the first things that they can do? Because we're going to give you 10 things of the first things you could do in the first 30 days. It's 120 days, but the first 30 days, this is something that you need to do. Let's give them the first one, Shakira.
So you can pull all three credit reports immediately. Get reports from all three, which would include Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And you want to make sure you're getting it from not, like some random place. Like the Credit Karma is cool, but it's not reliable. Okay, not for your accurate information. You should be able to pull your credit report once a year. On is that annualcreditreport.com, right, Bon?
Mm-hmm.
And it's accurate. It's going to give you all the information that you need to move forward. And you're going to need the full report, not just snippets of it.
Yep, that's right. That's right. And make sure you get the credit report with the FICO score so they can see your growth. Get the ones with the FICO scores so you can see the growth. Now, the second thing you want to do, you want to identify what's killing the score. So when you get your credit report, you want to circle all of these things: your late payments, charge-offs, collections, high balances, repossessions, student loans, bankruptcies. Anything that's derogatory on your credit report, you want to circle it. Because at that point, you are identifying the problem. So you can fix whatever is going on. You want to diagnose the issue, right? So when you get your credit report from all three credit bureaus, you want to circle the ones that are killing your FICO scores. What's the third thing, Plum?
Bring all open accounts current. Your first goal is to stop new late payments. Every one new late payment, 30-day late payment, can drop your score 60 to 100 points.
Yes, that's serious. Try not to be late, because if you're late, it's going to make the situation worse. Now, the fourth thing we're going to do: attack the credit utilization immediately. If your cards are maxed out, pay them below 30%. If you can, 30% if you can. For maximum impact, get them under 10%. Okay, utilization makes up 30% of your FICO score. 30%, that's a high percentage. What's next, Pum?
Do not close old credit cards, even if they have zero balances. The length of credit history matters.
Yes, absolutely. Now, the sixth thing you want to do, you want to dispute inaccurate negative items. If something is incorrect, outdated, derogatory, or unverifiable, dispute it. You want to use certified mail, keep copies, be strategic, and not emotional. Also, you want to get certified mail. That's very, very important. Now, we're going to give you some letters, some free letters that you can use to be able to help you on this journey. We're going to give you some free letters that you can use to help you on this journey. You want to go to schools, SKOOL.com, look for Momma Said It Podcast. And in there, we're going to be posting the free letters that you can use. The only thing you're going to have to just change the name and address and so forth and so on. And you could be able to use these free letters, and these letters do work. The seventh thing, Plum.
Ask for a goodwill adjustments. If you had a late payment, but now your current, send goodwill letters to creditors asking for removal of the late mark.
Absolutely. Goodwill letters work. Goodwill letters do work. The eighth thing, become an authorized user if you can. If you have a family member that can add you on. If you know someone with 10 years or 5 years history, it would give you low utilization. You want them to have low utilization and no late payments. Okay. Now, this will also bring your FICO scores up as well. Now, if you're a spouse and you have good credit and your wife or husband don't have good credit, add them on as an authorized user. Okay. Make the house powerful. The ninth thing, Plum.
Open one secured credit card if needed. If you have no positive revolving accounts, open a secured card and keep utilization under 10%. This rebuilds your profile.
Correct. And the 10th thing, stop applying for random credit. Hard inquiries does hurt your FICO scores, okay? No car shopping, no random store cards. Focus on repair, not expansion. Now, some people you got 500 FICO score and you're trying to apply for American Express card. Now, come on, stop that. They ain't going to approve you. You got to know where to go and understanding your credit, because the more hard inquiries you put on your credit report, the lower your FICO scores are going to become. We want to be able to help you to walk through how to get from 500 FICO scores to 850 in 120 days. I hope this information was helpful. Do you have any last things you want to say, Plum, before we sign off?
No, just everybody be kind to people. You don't know what they're going through.
Absolutely. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I do want to say this before we go. I noticed this one thing. A lot of women were receiving great gifts, but I didn't see a lot of men receiving anything. What was up with that? I've seen a lot of women.
I've seen on my timeline, I did see some people like this one couple. I think she renewed she got him like a new ring to replace his old, wedding ring.
Oh,
for
really?
the man.
Okay.
The man. So I did see some men gifts too.
You did see some men gifts. Okay. That's good. Okay, that's good. Do something different today that you didn't see yesterday to change your tomorrow. We want to thank everyone for joining us for this episode of Momma Said It. Today is February 15th. We're going to see you next week on February 22nd. Please mark your calendar. We look forward to you joining us at 6 o'clock. Y'all have a good week. Have a good week, y'all.
Mama said, baby, storms gon' roll in heavy. Rain don't mean forever, it's just temporary. She held my hand, said keep your feet steady. Tears fell like rivers, but her words stayed ready. Under gray skies, her voice, the sun in my chest. No map for the journey, but her love knew the rest.
She said, lift your head when the winds hit. Pray, child, pray. There'll be days like this. Mama said, there'll be days like this. Keep your faith. Don't let the light slip. Fall to your knees. Let the weight lift. Mama said, there'll be days like this.
She sang
Jim's in the kitchen, sold on repeat. Her apron, my shield, racing heartbeat.
taught me
How to stand tall, how to take
life through the
punches. She said, baby, don't retreat. She preached grace like roots that dig deep. Told me when you sow love,
the harvest runs sweet.
Lift your voice when dark tries to twist. Pray, child, pray. There'll be days like this. Mama said there'll be days like this.
Keep your faith, don't let the light slip. Fall to your knees, let the weight lift.
Mama said there'll be days like this. Thank y'all.